Hello. In this module, I'll introduce you with a practical business process maturity model. Actually, it is more like an assessment model rather than a maturity model, or we can say it's descriptive rather than prescriptive. I mean, it's quite a handy thing for the assessment, but when it comes to saying what an organization should do next, it is lacking quite significantly when compared particularly with the BPMM business process maturity model of the OMG. But anyway, it's quite handy, so we should really have to see this thing. So it has, first of all, it has two assessment parts, and its structure is quite different than the one that I have introduced in the previous video, BPMM. Again, two parts, process and enterprise. Okay, we use the process part to assess the maturity of each organizational process. So for each process, you have to go through this part. You have to look at its design, performance, owner, and so on. So it's quite generic. And we use the enterprise part just for once to assess the maturity of the entire organization. It's kind of like you see the leadership, the culture, the expertise, the governance aspects, and so on. So you just do that for the enterprise part just for once. Again, its structure is quite different than the BPMM, OMG's BPMM. It's a continuous model. Don't worry about this term now. I mean, unlike the OMGs, it doesn't have some sort of practices that you need to do at each level. Here you have some organizational components, and for each component and its element has properties for each maturity level. I mean, this is for instance an example of the first one, design purpose. It says, okay, take a process, organization process, whatever processes that organization perform, for each process, take that one, look at its design, and focus on a purpose, and see where you are in this spectrum from level 1 to level 4, or you can also imagine it level 3 to level 2 to level 5. It's quite similar. 4. When using this model, you assess at each level and indicate which characteristics explains the situation in your organization best. Okay? That's what you do. I mean, we can look at more examples here, so perhaps I should close myself here as well. So as you see, the context, the second sub-element of the design component for the process that you're assessing, you look at the purpose, and then you look at the context and see which level you can associate yourself the best. Okay, so this is another one. This is for the culture from the enterprise part and attitude towards change. If you're level 1, so there's a growing acceptance in the enterprise about the need to make modest change. And if you're level 4, employees recognize the changes as inevitable and embrace it as a regular phenomenon. For instance, where are you? So you indicate, basically it says if you're level 2, then these are the things that you need to be doing for attitude towards change of the culture component. Okay, so this is the entire maturity model. I mean, you can see that I think right all at this in 2 pages. It's quite handy, as I said. It's very very helpful to have very quick insight into an organization's BP maturity, what the strong points are, what weaknesses are, or what points require more attention. It is less helpful in describing what to do next, unlike the OMG's BPMN. Essentially, when we do maturity assessment in practice, we usually go with this one first to have a very quick overview of how the organization maturity is, at what level, and then we use something else later on when planning for the improvement. So this is the link that you can follow up to access this particular maturity model. It's quite handy. The structure is quite different, as I said, but it's quite nice. Please have a look at that. Very briefly, the PEMM model. Michael Hammers, one of the founders of this field, by the way, the PEMM model. This is what I would like to share with you, at least when it comes as far as this model is concerned. See you in the next video then.